Hey folks, out here with your Outer World News. Current time is 7:06 p.m., April 24th, 2013. Alright, here we go. We'll start off with RT News. WikiLeaks wins case against Visa contractor, ordered to pay $204,000 per month if blockade's not lifted. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out, very interesting information there. You go WikiLeaks, that's what I'm talking about. Here you go, 9/11 Meltdown. For those of you that haven't seen it yet, this is from the Truth Seeker, talking about what could have possibly have been the cause for melting cars and buildings and all that. There's more information on it here from NBC. Reported melting cars. If you guys want to check it out, this is also from the Truth Seeker. Very interesting information there. Also, woman shot by LAPD in Dorner manhunt settles for $4.2 million. That's right, get him, girl. Even though money's not going to really mean anything within the next few months during the financial collapse anyway, but, get some stuff for yourself, still, whatever, nothing would have happened for her. I would have been extremely angry just for the fact of what the cops did to her. Shooting up her truck, didn't even buy her a truck, and it was even the wrong colored truck. I mean, you can even look up here at this picture. I mean, look at the bullet hole through the driver's side door. They were trying to take Dorner out. That's murder. What happened to fair justice? They're about to take out innocent civilians on their freaking riot. It's just crazy, man. Also, here you go. DutchSense website deemed unsafe by Facebook. Censored. This is what's going to happen to the internet, folks. Go ahead and look into this. Just DutchSense has a lot of valuable, credible information, and that's why they're doing that to him. I know that's what it is. Iran U.S. military to deploy direct energy laser weapons to the Persian Gulf. Check this out. World War III news. Yep. Sending laser weapons over to Iran. That's what I think their real plan is. Also, look at this. H7N9 declared one of the most lethal flu viruses ever. Spreads beyond China's mainland. First case reported in Taiwan. Yeah, if you look into this article, remember about maybe a few weeks ago or something, I talked about a case that was developed in Mexico, that had developed in Mexico. Check that out. It's on one of my other videos. Also, there was a 5.6 earthquake in Afghanistan this morning. If you guys want to look into that, the 6.6 that happened in Papua New Guinea last night. And also a little bit of a read-up, if you guys want to check into this, about planet has unusual period of silence between large earthquakes. I've talked about that in a few of my other earthquake reports. Seems to be kind of a quiet spell before a big one pops, if you guys want to look into that. Also, the Boston brothers were double agents, and China invades India. I need to get more information on that. I'm going to keep an eye out on that for you, because I haven't found anything else yet about China invading India, but it would make sense if China is, because they want to be able to surround the Middle East parts and have their country, so if the U.S. tries to infiltrate them, they have a great way of fighting back. So I don't know, I guess we'll see. We'll keep our eyes out on that. Also, DEFCON warning system still at level 3. If you guys want to read an article on magnetic north pole shifting, and it's shifting by 40 miles a year, there hasn't been much talk about it yet since then, because it seems to be amping up. I mean, you could see that it's still winter. It's supposed to be spring. I wouldn't be surprised if there's still snow on the ground in June, the way this weather's going. So go ahead and check this out. It's just craziness. Also, it was on mainstream media, on NBC News, about the pole shift and how they had to adjust their compasses and all that at all the airports. All the fish dying off, the dolphins running up on the seashores, and whales, and all kinds of stuff. Then we have those manta rays doing the same thing. A lot of crazy stuff, folks. Also, here we go. More on that little pole shift Nibiru news and Comet Ison. In the celestial bombardment, we already know about all the fireballs that have been reported everywhere. All of the near-Earth objects that have almost collided with us. Day 14, 2013 ET, 2013 EC, so on and so forth, etc., etc. So here you go. Official confirms meteorite hit Wilcott home. Check this video out. This was posted last night, but it was updated this morning. If you guys want to check this out, huge fireball or meteorite comes crashing into this woman's ceiling, comes down through their upstairs floor, bends copper piping, and then busts out their drywall. Check that out. The one guy says it has to be a meteorite. First they were like, it could be concrete from the wheel gearing on an airliner. Then they went and investigated. It's a meteorite. You know, just craziness. You know, like it just shows you. You know what's actually going on here. Also, right now we're having 4 fireball reports. One of them is experience level 1. So we'll check this out. Never seen anything like it in my 61 years. Definitely check that out. You know, very interesting stuff there. Also, Lunar Meteor Hunter Blogspot showing a lot of reports themselves, more than AMS is. A lot of them around over here in Australia, up here in Europe, and also all around the US and Canada. So go ahead and check into that. You know, very interesting stuff there. Also, the Neutron Monitors, the cosmic ray density has dropped. It was up over 100, about to level back off at 101, where it's been for months. For about, well, a month and a half, and then it's dropped back down, and went back up, dropped back down. So solar wind speed is up, but not by much. As you can see here, McMurdo real-time data is still hovering around 9400. So no big dips or spikes in that. That's always good. Also, onto Helia Viewer, we had a few filament eruptions, just one recently and one earlier. I'm going to go ahead and show this to you. Right down here was the 1C class flare filament that we had pop off. CME, see that? Right there. One little one up here. Another one right up here. Watch this one. Little minor filament eruption there. Sun seems to be waking up. Look at that. Another flare right there. The sun's acting up, folks. Keep our eyes out. You know, I mean, look at this. Hold on, I gotta check into that. There must have been an X class flare. So hold on, folks. Yep, here it is. Look at this, folks. Huge solar flare. Must have just popped off. Yep, time showing around right now. So this is from Eplius Levy. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out, he always puts up these videos of solar flares. Huge solar flare. There's a lot of activity on the sun, so go ahead and check into that. On the entril spiral, still not showing anything yet. Still showing that 1C class flare that popped off. I wouldn't be surprised if that flare is still not facing that direction. But I don't know if any of you, if you guys can let me know or not, if you've been having cell phone issues today, because for some reason, me and my wife have been having cell phone problems all day, and internet issues. So if you guys can, you know, fill us in on that. Also, you know, just, you guys, I'll show you guys exactly why all these flares seem to be popping off in this general direction. Because this general direction is where Nibiru and Ison are going to be coming in from. Now, Earth is over here, and Earth will come around on this side when we'll be able to see it. Now, has anybody ever wondered why it's always around the springtime when we see two suns? The reason why is because Earth is over here. But the object, where the object's coming from, is over here. If you guys want to go ahead and check into that, I'll have a lot more information on that. I'm still studying more. Get my telescope out and try to get some pictures. Also, here you go, folks. Look at this. Huge sunspot. Shows up on sunset and sundown. Or sunset and sunup. Sorry about that. If you guys want to go ahead and check into that. It's craziest. Also, we have a 40% chance of an M-class flare for the next 2 days and a 15% of an X-class flare. We're going to go ahead and keep our eyes out on that as well. Also, Comet Ison looks like a planet to me. Look how round she is. Doesn't take much to airbrush stuff in, and even if you were, any object coming in at a high velocity towards our sun will cause these contrails. You know, it's called magnetic universe theory. It's something I highly believe in, suspicious observers believe in, and a lot of other people believe in the magnetic universe theories. Okay, because that's like planetary alignments causing earthquakes, coronal hole streams causing earthquakes, all that stuff. It's a magnetic universe. You know, some people believe in the organic universe, some people believe in magnetic universe. There's a lot of theories. I believe in a magnetic universe. So also, here we go. Earthquakes. Yes, look at all of these. So here you go, 5.5. Now, this is the region I'm going to be watching, because look at this large 4-point swarm. You got a 5.5, 5.3, 4.5, 5.3, 6.5, which was a 6.6 originally. 4.7, 4.3, 4.6. Now watch this line. 5.3. Then Afghanistan had the 5.6 today. Then a 4.1, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6. You see this pattern? Now, you see how it's coming down like this? And this is how it's pretty much been for a while now. And it also has a curl up around the ring of fire. 4.1, 5.2, 4.6, 4.4, and a 4.5 up here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my eye on this region tonight, because I have a feeling there might be another big pop-up. Hopefully not in Papua New Guinea, because man, them poor people have been getting big earthquake after big earthquake. You know, hopefully not in Japan either, or China, or around this area. You know, Australia, New Zealand, you know, you all stay safe out there. A lot of big quakes going on. Also, I'm going to keep my eye over here around Mexico and California. Southern California's been having a little bit of 3-point swarms lately, and right below it, you know, there's been 4-point swarms. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this. You know, Mexico had that 5.9, originally a 6-pointer a few days ago. So I'm going to go ahead and keep an eye on this. All these 4-pointers down through here, also around the Virgin Islands. You know, it's a very active region there, but I'm going to keep my eye on it. A lot of 2-point swarms. Also, I don't know if this is fracking again, but another 3.3 and 2.7 in Oklahoma. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. I'm going to show you what the earthquakes look like for the week. There you go. Look at that. New Madrid waking up. I don't know. Yellowstone's also been acting up too. Old Faithful. As you can see, the West Coast, big swarms. Look at all these swarms. All the way down through here. 5.3 down here. I mean, look at this. Boom. All around Jamaica. They even had that 4.1 there. So that's why I'm keeping my eye on it. Also, if you come over here and you look, all these quakes. I mean, look at all the activity over here. Look at all this. All of these are 4s and 5s. All of these. All of these are 4 or 5s. 4.1 or higher. All of these quakes in this region. Look at this. It's just crazy. You know, the 6.6 there, 6.2, 6.1, 6.0, 7.2, 5.7, 5.9, another 6.0, 6.6. Now, everybody tells me, you know, I have people on my Facebook, or this one guy, you know, my cousin, he says, oh, you know, it's called tectonic plate movement. Yeah, but not on this massive of a scale. This is 1 week, folks. 1 week of 4-point and higher quakes. I'll show you this. Hold on. Put it up to 4-point. There you go. Now, everything on this map is 4-point higher. Everything. South America's waking up here, and all around the Ring of Fire in Asia where that cosmic ray burst hit, even around through here. We've seen large quakes over there in Iran too. You know what I'm really afraid of? This quiet zone. Yeah, we've been having minor quakes around the San Andreas Fault. And I'm going to be keeping my eye out here, and especially in New Madrid, because yes, we've been having little pop-offs, but all this activity is going to meet eventually. So keep our eyes out on that. Also, another place of interest to keep an eye out for an extremely large quake is right around here in Europe. They're starting to have an amp up now. Before they weren't, but they are starting to. There's also been a few quakes over here in the Atlantic Ridge. So as you can see, there's a pattern here. You know, very odd quake here around Mount Kilimanjaro too, a 5-pointer. So go ahead and keep an eye out, folks. Like always, much love, and may God bless.